Halloween is the night of fear and our embracement of those fears. Nowhere to run, they're all doing it. The freaks, the outcasts are all welcome here. This is your night. When the veil between the living and the dead is at its thinnest, the blood of Halloween is potent, has inspired and birthed countless stories, monsters, ghosts, and nightmares. Sit back and pour yourself a fine Chianti as we discuss some of those nightmares in the Movie Lighthouse Halloween Spectacular.
Welcome to the Movie Lighthouse Halloween special, shining a light through the nightmare of film. I'm Laurie, the undead.
I'm Wyndham.
And I'm James.
Ooh, you hear the call of the night? You hear that? So that intro, that was that furry fella, Sesame Street, came round the other night, bless him. Yeah. What a chap, what a gent.
Yeah?
He was a dream.
What was he counting?
All sorts of things.
Right.
Pizzas, peanut butter sandwiches. All sorts of things like that. He was great.
Wonderful.
Yeah, so here we are in the...
This is a bit of a change of layout.
It is.
Yeah.
How you feeling, Laurie? Steering the ship?
A little bit like that. But yeah, no, it's good. Obviously, Halloween, thank you very much for allowing this seat. I like this seat.
Absolutely, you go for it.
Yeah, it's not too rickety. So how do we start?
How many of these have we done now? 25?
Yeah.
Well, okay, all right.
Yeah,
So,
what episode is it, Laurie?
this is the Halloween special. It has its own annex, doesn't it?
Oh, right.
Nice.
Is its
Well done.
third Halloween special as well. I'll have you know.
Is it?
It is, yeah. So we had our first one with Nico.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I can't remember what.
That was almost like our very first one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It's like
it
a
was
second
like episode 2.
Yeah. I think we
And,
could.
and you went to Tully's.
We did.
Yeah.
Shocktoberfest.
Which you're desperate to go to again, aren't you?
I think it's probably going to have to be next year because
Yeah.
we've left it too late. But
We have.
it
We've
was
procrastinated.
it was very funny.
Yeah.
It was a good evening.
Yeah.
You were quite happy.
Yeah,
when I
I love the fact that you went without me.
That's because you didn't want to go. You bailed out the last minute.
I was busy.
You just don't like people jumping out at you from cupboards
No, you
and
can
such
just
like.
stop with I don't like people, that's fine.
Why, yeah, let's go with that. So, let me tell you some facts about Halloween, shall I? Shall I do that?
Yeah.
Let's
Okay.
do this.
Right.
Oh,
So-
by the way, no, just before you start, I actually, as it's our Halloween special,
Oh!
I brought some treats.
Yeah!
Ooh,
I bought some gingerbread skull bites.
Oh!
Pretty
typical.
cool if they want those.
Love
but
that.
also, for the more sugar requirements, I bought some marshmallow bones, which
Yes.
have marrow in the middle of them.
I think
Yes.
I want a marshmallow
Look at
cone.
that.
Yeah, that's the
Open
winner
it.
right there.
There you go.
So are we not doing In the Beam this month?
Well, I don't believe so. Do you want to beam it about a bit?
It's your episode, mate. What do you want?
Okay, yeah, all right. Now, tell us about what's been going on since we last met. Have you seen anything in the beam out there? Anything you want to mention?
Yeah.
Go on then.
Well, obviously me and Wyndham went to see Joker, which was brilliant.
Yeah, of
But
course
we've
you
done
did.
our review on that, so I'm not going to talk about that. To be honest, the only thing I've been watching all the time is Lost at the moment. I'm now on series 4. I've seen it twice before, so I know what's happening.
Yeah.
But it was very exciting because last night's episode, Laurie burst into the scene. I don't know if you remember Lost, but there's a character who's like a physicist who just looks just like Laurie, and that's a bit like Laurie, really. to be honest.
Wow.
And it's not me.
Is it not?
No.
Oh.
Apparently not. I had to check. I IMDb'd it. So
Michael Faraday was the name of Faraday.
that guy.
Anyway, it's worth it. But it's also my on the rocks choice, to be honest, because I only like the bits on the island. I don't like it when they go in the past because it's all boring and pointless.
Yeah.
I just like the core of the island.
Desperately making it up as they go along and giving you all these really weighty, meaningful things that mean
nothing.
piss all. It should have been sued. That specific
But you said this
series
before, haven't you?
should have been sued. I
might
have said it
mentioned this
before.
last time, actually.
I have said it before. I know it is a little bit rude. I will rewind a little bit back to the Joker, though. I haven't been lucky enough to see it.
That's my
Great.
in the beam.
Yeah.
The Joker.
So what I find really great about it is it's at number one in the charts, and you know I'm at work and I work in a place where they're not that culturally refined, as it were. And
Where do you work, Laurie?
just so
Give him a shout.
just over there. Well, it's actually I'm moonlighting. I shouldn't be talking about this. Anyway, so everyone and their nan is like, oh yeah, I think I might take the kids to go see Joker, or like people, very standard, normal kind of people.
It's not a kids' film.
Not at all.
Yeah, but a lot of kids are being taken to it, and this film, as far as I can tell, like reading from the critics, and even when I saw the trailer, it looks like a meaty little number, and it's kind of its influences or its references is going into that whole sort of Scorsese Taxi Driver kind of thing, or we've got King of Comedy in there a little bit as well. But again, that sort of social commentary of us, I suppose, ignoring vulnerable people and them allowed to go away and subvert and express themselves in certain ways. So it's a heavy, heavy film where you've kind of got this token gesture of, oh, it's a Joker film. No, it ain't. It's not a Joker film. This is big stuff. Am I talking total shit?
No, that's my review of Joker. Well done.
Yeah. Oh right. What I find is great. It's like the
Was there a
everyman.
question in there?
No. But it's because it's at number one. You very rarely get a film that's got that much nuts about it. Even though I haven't fucking seen it, but
Well, there's lots of people complaining about the level of violence in it, but that is a mechanism to really drive the intent of the film as you've described it, I think. And it's supposed to make you go, holy
Yeah.
I feel really uncomfortable about this.
Yeah.
For all of the reasons you discussed.
And I think, the vast majority of teenagers, kids, would be bored by it because it's obviously not your Marvel kind of superhero sort of thing. It's just quite about a man battling with deep mental health issues, really.
Yeah.
Am I right in saying it's not DC, is it?
We talked about this. Well,
Was there a great big massive D and a C at the beginning of the film?
No,
it's not. So that's interesting. Maybe they would pay attention to, okay, maybe we just need a really good script.
Do you think?
Maybe it's something like that. They might be inspired.
Yeah.
Yeah, have I got anything for the beam? No, I've been quite busy. So, yeah, I've got nothing to kind of mention.
Cool.
great.
Any rockage out there?
Love on the rocks ain't no surprise.
I've got some rockage, as always.
Yeah.
On a theme with the whole kind of superhero stuff, I finally ended up watching X-Men Dark Phoenix.
Ah.
Oh,
Where did you watch it?
at home.
I mean, on what platform?
2.
Amazon,
Okay.
I think. Yeah, it is about as bad as people have said. And the really frustrating thing about it is you think it's going to be a film about Jean Grey,
Yeah.
but it plays like a film about Charles Xavier with Jean Grey as the background. And you kind of think that's probably why it misses, because it isn't really about Jean Grey. It's about the actions Xavier took when she was a kid to protect her mind. You see the origin of why she needs to be protected. He builds these walls, but ultimately when she gets to the point where her own maturity or whatever is breaking those walls, it shows him to have just been a liar and a manipulator of her, so she thinks.
And we've already kind of had that, haven't we, with looking at Xavier being like that and getting all drunk. And
Exactly. But this is, you then have Hank challenging him, and you have all, and it becomes a film about him with her as the backdrop. So it doesn't work.
I think it's become a bit of a messy X-Men series for a while now.
So yeah,
I haven't been paying attention for a long time.
Yeah. Since, who was it? Who was that footballer, Vinnie Jones, since they got him in it? Thought it was the beginning of the end. rhinoceros or whatever his name was.
What was he called?
Rhino?
Rhino.
Ram-man?
Well, I was thinking Ram-Man, but that's He-Man.
That is He-Man. But
Juggernaut. He was
Yes.
Juggernaut.
So there we are. There we have our rockage. So, what am I going to do?
Oh, I've got some news.
Oh, go on.
Are we doing news?
Yeah, dude, do some news. That'd be great.
Let me just pull it up here. I thought this was quite apt. Okay, so... Oh, hold on.
Oh.
I need to just do something here. Talk amongst yourselves.
So I've got some news. I can interject a quick little bit. I haven't seen this. You may well be aware of it. You may even have mentioned it while I wasn't paying attention on one of these podcasts. Watchmen is coming to HBO as a TV series.
Right. Oh.
Yes.
Did you know that?
Yeah, I did hear about that. So it's going to be like an extended version of the film.
Yeah.
I thought the film was pretty good, though.
I think because
You
they
weren't sure about it,
they've literally taken the comic book and put it on film. You know, every scene and shot is pretty much from the comic book. Alan Moore's book is there in the film of The Watchmen. And does it work? On a level it does. Is it profound as the actual comic? No, because the comic book is about comic book. And your experience of reading it, it's connected. It's that meta, profound kind of experience. Whereas on film, it's a film talking about a comic book. So there's already that separation. Yeah. Can it go into a TV series? I suppose it can, but why?
It's going to.
Why bother? The
going
Boys, I think, is kind of a very similar kind of angle. I'm only like a couple of episodes in.
Is The Boys a graphic novel?
Don't...
Or is
it is, yes. I think it's a British writer. Yeah. I think it is, actually, yeah.
I quite like The Boys.
Yeah, Boys is pretty good.
Yeah. But it's got The Watchmen. It's got Louis Gossett Jr. in it. We haven't seen him for a while, have we?
Who Lou Gossett Jr., man?
He was in some films.
God damn it.
Okay.
Ages ago.
Have a look at him.
Yeah, Louis Gossett Jr.
No, don't recognise him at all.
Louis Gossett Jr. with his Louis Gossett Jr.
So he was quite big back in the 80s.
Ah, here we go. Your peak, Wyndham.
Yeah, which I can't remember any films he was in. He was in stuff like Robot Jocks and things like that.
Typical.
He probably wasn't in
Just
Robot Jocks.
typical.
But
Brilliant.
he was in... Oh, he was in the Dolph Lundgren Punisher movie.
Oh, okay.
Right, okay.
As crap as that was. Anyway, that was just a small aside while you lifted whatever you were looking for.
Okay, right, so I have got here, I thought this is quite apt for Halloween. I'm not going to say them all, but 35 spooky travel destinations from around the world.
Please don't say 35.
I'm not going to. I've been to some of these. I'm just wondering if any of you have been to any of these.
Okay, great.
Okay, so we've got things like Sleepy Hollow.
No.
Catacombs of Paris.
No.
Yeah.
You visited it? Any good?
Yeah.
Great.
Katakumi.
Oh.
The Gates of Hell.
What?
Yeah. It's about the Davasa gas crater. No.
No.
Loch Ness.
No.
I have been to...
I've been past Loch Ness. I suppose that's all you need to do, really, though, isn't it? Which one have I been to? I've been to a couple of these.
Say
New
them.
Orleans.
Oh,
New Orleans.
I've been to New Orleans twice. Tower of London.
Been there.
Yeah.
And that's more or less it. So
Any of the ones you haven't read out that are on your list,
uh,
other than the Gates of Hell?
no, not really.
See, I thought that was the Swan just down the road.
What was
Fucking
it?
shocking.
Or the Kilkenny back in the day.
Oh.
The one
The
on
Kilkenny was
Kilkenny was
great.
the Grove.
The Grove.
This is South Wimbledon back in our student days. The Grove had it stayed open an hour later, didn't it? So
It did.
was like, the Holy Grail.
It
of
was also
awful beer.
Yeah, it was also the pub that taught me bottled beer in a pub like that is definitely the way forward.
Yes.
Okay, well that brings us in nicely, I suppose. Back to the theme of the night, Halloween. I'm going to give you some facts.
Super.
All right, I'll try and rustle through it. Be kind to me. So, roughly about 2,000 years ago, I say that's when it was kind of invented or born. Let's say.
What, Jesus Christ?
No, Samhain. It's a Celtish pagan festival originated in Ireland. Samhain, the night where ghosts of the deceased return to Earth, and where the divide between the living and the dead was most blurred.
That's amazing.
And then, kind of, which is you see a lot with pagan festivals or big things such as Christmas, Easter, and obviously Halloween as well. When bonfire night, maybe not that one, but when Christianity was just getting more and more bigger, and Catholics, this, that, and the other, taking over everywhere, they wedged in their festivals and stuff into the pagan festivals that we already had.
Easter is a big one.
Easter, Christmas, a big one. But they did exactly the same with Samhain. So on the 1st of November, they invented this 3-day festival called Hallowmans. And Hallowmans was basically honouring saints and stuff like that and remembering the recent dead. But it was a 3-day festival that started on the 1st of November. So the eve of All Hallowmans would have been the 31st of October. So over the years, they managed to sort of steal Samhain. All right? So basically, the Christians or Catholics or whatever, again, nicking a pagan festival. And obviously it's got more and more popular over the years, particularly within America. They spend apparently roughly about $6 billion on Halloween a year, which is pretty impressive.
It don't feel like a Christian thing, though, does it?
Not at all. And when
I get up in arms about it.
This is why it's so good, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, officially it isn't, because the Christian bit's the November 1st.
Yeah, afterwards.
But they tried to do everything they could to kind of steal the thing.
Great.
But yeah, Snickers is the number one candy that gets bought across this festival, as it were. And I think the popularity, though, because obviously now in the UK it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger, isn't it? We can't deny it. But I think it's because something to do with our generation and the connection that Halloween has to film. Because we were always watching these American movies, E.T., like you said, was a real big one where it bought, and we were like, we want that. And now because the adults own the sweet shops, as it were, we own the toy shop now, we're like, fuck it, yeah, we're getting it on. So that's why we're getting all this, the costume stuff and all that kind of part. But yeah, so that's a little bit about Halloween.
I'm a bit worried about Halloween this year.
Go, why?
My wife and I don't have kids, so we don't really engage in it. And I don't love it as much as you do. And we used to have this fuck-off great big privet hedge outside our house, which kept kids away.
Yes.
And we've, this summer, cut it down. So I'm worried that it's going to make our house look a little bit more appealing.
Like it has a door.
Oh, yeah. Although I did hear something. I did hear on LBC radio this week, one of the presenters was saying he didn't like it either. And this is so wrong. His way of keeping kids away is to put a face mask of a very famous TV personality from when we were kids who maybe like jewellery and cigars.
Oh, yeah, and he'll fix it for you.
Well, my house is quite dark.
Yours
it's
looks
black
like a proper Halloween house.
Yeah,
it does.
Kids don't come anywhere near it. So that's great.
Yeah, that is good.
And they hear the hand of hell in there barking away.
Yeah. I suppose when we were younger, though, that whole sort of trick-or-treat thing was much more...
Well, we never did it.
It was edgy, though. I think it was edgy back in our day.
We had nowhere to go. We didn't have any other houses. It was just like the farm.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Well, I had a few houses to go round, and no one ever had any treats. You wouldn't go down Sainsbury's and get a kid's pack of treats or whatever. That didn't exist. You wouldn't even get like a Satsuma. Who wants one of them? So basically, every time you're knocking on a door, it's basically
in their house.
We're gonna trick you, boy. So yeah, it's quite edgy. And
what were the tricks?
I remember one. There was a poo in paper, and you ring the doorbell, you set fire to the paper, blah blah. Glue.
Whose poo?
I think it might have been dog poo that we found.
Good. Just clarifying.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Graham.
Yeah, but much more nasty.
Yeah.
But now it's definitely become more of a thing, and I just love that. All bets are off kind of thing. It's accepting kind of just that
anarchy.
Not necessarily anarchy, but it's just the fear and embracing those fears, and just anyone is allowed to be what they want to be in a way. Do you know what I mean?
Are your kids going as?
This year, Sienna's probably going to go werewolf.
Well, we won't mention their names.
Oh, right, okay. And the other dude's going to go as a Dementor from Harry Potter.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah. Oh. But do you have any sort of specific memories or stories about Halloween at all?
Only that slight terror of random kids from the houses down the road turning up and going, trick or treat.
Yeah.
Making no effort. And us going, what do you want? We haven't got anything.
It was all
a trick then. Well, what are you going to do?
Yeah. Really annoying. Really annoying.
My parents were both teachers before they retired. And my dad was known, he was a music teacher, but he was kind of one of the teachers who could control a class because he wasn't that bothered about pinning them up against the wall if they were dickheads, that kind of thing. So we actually got away relatively scot-free because most of the kids were going to the school that my dad taught at.
And adequately terrified.
That must have made you
adequately terrified.
Really popular at school?
Well, I did end up as head boy, so...
Nepotism in action there. Because we didn't have like any other kids really around, and the costumes, there weren't any costumes, so it was all a bit shit.
Yeah.
But we built, around that time, it was when we started building a massive fuck-off bonfire in one of our fields.
Right.
We'd always have a massive bonfire for bonfire night.
Yeah. So you've got that lovely sort of going into the firework night thing, haven't you? With this whole sort of season,
Very
this little
Candyman.
part.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Put a baby in the middle of it, see what happens.
There you go.
Yeah.
Just to the fear thing, I did want to ask this actually. So that fear element, from a sort of spooky perspective, maybe not like really reality, but what kind of is your fear? You know, like for me, for example, if I was looking at film or story, that kind of thing, what I really tend to like or get motivated by with regards to fear is always that sort of malevolent ghost, in a way, sort of undefinable malevolence. So things like Woman in Black is a big favourite of mine, the TV version of it. Just like this malevolent, horrible, figure. You don't quite get why she's doing it. Or The Exorcist again, that kind of thing. But for you guys, is there any sort of specific thing you think gets you the most?
Yeah, so for me it'll be the mind control thing. So like, invaders from Mars. Someone coming back and them not being the same person as before, and you're the only one that can notice it. Go, no, fucking hell, it's not them!
Yeah. Puppet Masters. Is that why you like that?
Yeah, I fucking love that film.
You genuinely love that film?
Really love that film.
Yes.
Of course I do.
And I think I'm probably on a similar angle to you, Laurie. That kind of... Although maybe less amorphous as the two... So Woman in Black and The Exorcist are kind of demons taking control. I quite like stuff like Hellraiser, where they're not taking over somebody else. These are demons coming to get you.
Yeah.
But I quite like there's a... One of the things I really like about Hellraiser is that it's that kind of... in the second one where he says, no, it's not hands that summon us, it's minds. There's that kind of ultimate... Oh man, if you're going to get your just desserts here, my friend.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a bad... Like Donald Trump likes saying, if you're a bad dude, you're going to get fucked
Exactly,
up.
and effectively the Cenobites are not really bad people. They
got
were willing to do deals with you. They're
Exactly.
going out exploring. They're adventurers. But if you're going to open them and
But that
ask
was a
them
bit
to
of
come
a
in...
problem with those films, because then they had to really backtrack by Hellraiser 3. It's like, oh no, we've made them a bit too reasonable. We need to get back into a kind of...
Let's kill the whole party. Well, they went on to do. Okay, all right. Well, I've got a bit of a treat for you. Can you guess what it is?
It's not bloody Thingy 3, is it?
Halloween 3.
It's not that.
Okay, good.
Yeah, we
Go
covered
on.
that last time. It's a quiz.
Hey!
Wrong one.
Is that the quiz being delivered?
Yeah, kind of. Right, so, and I've called it the Exa-Quiz. Does that work?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Go for it.
Okay, play the music. Right, I haven't got 15 questions like we had in your quiz last time. I decided to go with 5.
Okay.
Are you ready?
That feels like a criticism. Is that a dig or something?
No, I thought, should I do 15 like James?
Because
No.
we've done half an hour. We haven't mentioned the film yet. So,
Yeah, exactly. Let's zip through these 5 questions. Oh,
Yeah,
no.
what is it? When you say
Stop.
this all feels like...
Question 1.
Oh, how does it work? Sorry, I don't... What are the rules of the... How do we
Oh,
play?
okay. Just say your names or raise your hand.
Well,
Actually, say your name.
so everyone at home
Or
can hear.
wink at me. No, yeah. Definitely say your name. Okay, question 1. You ready for this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, what is the name of the exotic catering store in Herschel G. Lewis's 1963 classic Blood Feast? The name of the exotic catering store. By the way, listeners, all the questions that I'm going to cover here, we've pretty much covered them in detail.
Can we have a clue?
We could have a clue.
It's something about being
If you go to Chesterton World of Adventures, there's used to be a ride.
Ramesses food.
Ramesses
Banquet.
Ramesses Bakery.
No!
Ramesses boil in a bag.
Ramesses Catering. I'm going to give you both half a point.
Well, with them. Well, yeah, all right.
I'm going to give you half a point. Where's my
Never
point?
about to give away half a point.
Wait a minute, I need to pen this. I realise this is where you're good at this stuff, James. Right, there's actually a bonus point if you want it. Which Egyptian goddess was Arnold making his sacrifices to?
Anubis. James Anubis.
No,
Don't know.
Ishtar. There you go, the beautiful Ishtar and her eyes. Okay,
That was.
question 2. In what 1981 classic, and it is a classic,
Does that mean we didn't like it?
a brilliant one with a
Definitely
great
like it.
love arc in
Right.
it, do we see Rick Mail playing in a pub? No, not sorry.
James.
Sitting in a pub playing chess.
American Werewolf in London.
Boom! Full points to Jamie Bond. Okay, bonus point actually. We've got another one. What underground station does the person who plays Bib Fortuna get done in? What underground station was that?
James. James Park.
Wyndham? Green.
Ooh, Tottenham Court Road. All right.
I thought it was
So-
near the zoo.
No, in the underground. Oh, right, okay, yeah, near the zoo. We obviously covered a lot of ground that night, evidently. But yes, a little fun little fact for you: the guy that gets done in the underground is actually that's the guy who plays Bib Fortuna in Return of the Jedi.
Even in Halloween.
Star Wars in. I've met him.
You've met
That
him.
man, yeah.
Bib Fortuna.
Me and Vicky went to a screening at Beer 5 of the American Werewolf and he introduced it.
Now, is that name?
Sorry.
Does that name come from like a messy someone who messily ate tuna?
Well, weirdly, when I was writing this quiz out, it spell checked it, and I'd spelt it wrong, and it put it correct. I was like, what? Anyway, there you go. Question 3. Right now, this one's for James. Okay.
Right.
If he gets it right, he gets the point. If he gets it wrong, Wyndham, you get the point.
Okay.
Capiche?
Wow.
Yeah.
Hold on a minute.
Jeopardy.
You're the agree
Yeah.
to this.
Okay. Wait a minute. Where is the question? Okay. What is the name of the actor who plays Father Merrin in The Exorcist?
Oh, I've absolutely no idea.
For God's sakes!
I'm
There's
terrible
been
with
3
names.
episodes where you've been practicing this name and once you got it right. Father Merrin in The Exorcist.
I've no idea.
Going...
Bill Kilgarrett?
Jesus Christ. Max von Sydow.
I've never said that.
Yes, you have. You've been trying for the past year and a half.
Have I?
And you've got nowhere, James.
Yes.
Nowhere.
I get a point.
Point to Wyndham. Good
Doesn't
God,
seem
man.
fair at all.
That
These-
is shocking.
These bones are great, by the way.
Okay, question 4. We're nearly there, guys. You're doing great.
Do I get one for myself?
Okay, you can have a bonus point. Is Exorcist 2 so shit it's actually good?
No.
James?
Well, yes, obviously, otherwise I'm not going to have
The
a
answer is
winning.
debatable. So we'll have to come back to that in a different episode, alright? Okay. Right, okay. Right, question 4. What is the name of the ghost that Sarah Green, Smithy and Michael Parkinson were hunting in 1992's
I know the answer.
BBC broadcast Ghost
You're
Watch?
supposed to stop saying the question, surely, when I say my name.
Is that when I deduct a point? Is that when you normally deduct a point? It is, isn't it? So that's when I deduct a point. Okay. So you've taught me everything I know. I've obviously taught you nothing. Max von Sydow. Anyway, 1992's BBC classic Ghost Watch.
Wyndham.
Yeah.
I fucking said it 3 times.
What did you say?
Pipe.
Pipe.
Pipes.
Yeah, it is pipes. It's plural.
Oh.
There we go. I'll give you half a point, James. I'll give you half a point.
Get 2 points.
I'm not cruel-hearted like you. There is a bonus point to the closest 10. How many complaints did the BBC receive about that broadcast?
50.
230.
Thousands.
Is that the closest 10?
So that's a point to you, my love.
Right.
Well done, James. Okay, last question. Okay, what would Halloween taste like if you could lick it? If you could grab that beautiful Halloween by both hands and lick that sucker. What does it taste like?
Wyndham.
Go.
Trepidation.
No.
Mrs. Voorhees' decapitated head after being stuck in cinnamon.
Good God, you're so close. It's strong scented bark. Yeah. And wet cement if you're vegan. There you go. Well done, guys. I'm going to give you half point for that, for James. That was pretty good. So at the end of that emotional quiz, I think, James, you got 3. Windy Bum, you got 1.5. Something like that. Well done.
Yay!
Yay!
Good quiz.
His 5 questions lasted longer than your 15.
Well, yeah, they might have done, actually.
It's a
Sorry.
good job you went for 5.
So I think that's probably all we've got time for. Isn't it?
Yeah, guess that's bye. So we do actually have 3 treats that we've chosen for this episode. 3 classics, all of them in their own rights. What should we kick off with? What do you reckon? Should we do Reanimator?
Sounds good to me.
Should we play a kip, James?
Herbert West is at the top of his class in medical school.
How can you teach such drivel? These people are here to learn, and you're closing their minds before they even have a chance. What are
He's brilliant, but a little weird.
I've broken the 6 to 12 minute barrier. I've conquered brain death.
His experiments have always been unorthodox.
It was dead.
But lately, they're getting out of hand. And he's just made a discovery that could wake up the dead.
Herbert West has affected reanimation in dead animal tissue.
What are you thinking? How do you feel?
Right, so that was a trailer, wasn't it? Was that a good trailer?
Great trailer.
Yeah. What? Oh, right, yeah, cookies in your mouth. So, Reanimator, 1985, directed by Stuart Gordon. Screenplay also by Stuart Gordon. So, basically, this film is based on a H.P. Lovecraft story.
Who's your boy?
He kind of is my boy, yeah. He kind of is my boy. And H.P. Lovecraft's original story is called Herb West, Reanimator. No, it wasn't that one. And it came out on October the 18th. What date is it today?
Don't know.
It's October the 18th.
Is it?
Happy anniversary, Reanimator.
Oh, wow. What year was it? Sorry?
1985, so that's 24 years ago.
Do you want to go?
No, 34 years ago. Good God. Anyway, so yeah, back to the director, Stuart Gordon. He kind of made a thing of the H.P. Lovecraft stories. So he also did From Beyond, which is another one of his stories. Dagon, and there was a thing called Masters of Horror as well, where he did it was like these sort of episodic things where guest directors would come in, Carpenter and all sorts of people. And there's a thing in there called Dreams in the Witch House, which is something I haven't seen, but Stuart Gordon also did that. Stars a great cast, in my opinion, boasting such greats as Jeffrey Combs, who plays Herb West, Barbara Crampton plays Megan Halsey, Bruce Abbott, Dan Kane, and David Gale, who plays Dr. Hill, the rotten, horrible Dr. Hill.
Or is he just misunderstood?
Not really. Don't think so.
Yeah.
Don't reckon. It had a budget of $900,000. It opened in only 129 theatres, but in its first week it got over half that back and went on to make, I think, over 2 million in North America alone. So it was quite, well received. It was originally meant for TV, but they revised the script because they realised they had quite a good budget.
You know what I learned the other day, and this is from JR. Thank you, JR. But when you look at the budget of a film, so say the budget is $1 million to make a film,
yeah,
and then the film makes $2 million. That $1 million doesn't take into account the amount of money that they put in for marketing. That's on top of that. It's like an extra third, apparently.
That's so they can do a tax dodge after the fact, so they can write down the profits.
Oh, really?
I don't know whether that's why they do it, but that's what they do. They write as much profit down as possible, so they don't pay tax on it.
So all the figures I've just told you, complete hokum.
Well, it made money.
Hogwash. It made some money.
And actually, I think 900. I think that's a pretty good film for 900 grand compared to some of the shit you've seen.
Yeah. So basically, what you got here, you got like a sort of it's a punk rocky, over the top horror comedy, sci-fi body horror, tons of blood and gore in it. It's tongue in cheek, and it works in my opinion. But I'm going to go around. What were your first memories of this? Seeing this, Wyndham?
So my very first memory of this was when I would have been... Must have been 10, 11.
Whoa,
something like that.
Punchy.
But, no, my first memory of this...
Oh, okay.
My brother, who's 4 years older than me, at one point had a little video club with some of his mates, and they'd take it to a little bit like how we do this, but they go around to each other's houses in rotation, and the night they were at our house, they were shut away in the lounge with the VHS playing, and they go, and lots of laughter, and I can hear this going on, and in the end I just burst in, and my memory is very hazy of what I was seeing. It was only when I watched it again I went, oh, that's the bit I was watching.
Right. What bit was it?
It was the bit with when Dr. Hill has no head and he's back in the hospital in the morgue, and Megan Halsey is tied to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and my brother just leapt across the room and shepherded me.
Oh, bless him.
That's my first memory.
What was your sister doing? Do you remember? Just want to get the whole set.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
Not involved.
Crochet.
Hardly.
But this is the first time I've seen it all.
Right, okay.
I watched about half an hour of it a while ago. I don't know why I stopped.
Yeah.
Yes, this is the first time I've seen it.
It's the first time you had the whole lump.
Right, so for me, this was my glorious, one of my many, many horror VHSs that I had probably saw it when I was about 12, 13, something like that.
Yeah.
And watched it many, 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 many times.
Nice.
Yeah, I know this film very well, and always liked it very much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I came to it a little bit later, so I think it was probably early 20s when I managed to get to see it, and it was on DVD. And yeah, I enjoyed it. I just found it, kind of good fun. I did, which kind of tends to happen quite easily when you're doing H.P. Lovecraft work. It can go into that sort of perverted space, and I think this definitely does.
Agreed.
Yeah.
So you do feel for Megan. Bless her heart. It's like, oh, really?
Oh, yeah. What, you mean, we all know the bit we're talking about.
These are two words I never thought I would say on the Movie Lighthouse.
Say them.
Headless cunnilingus.
Oh!
That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, that kind of is what we're talking about here.
Yeah.
That's exactly
But
Is that the pervy bit you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
At least it's that bit.
Yeah. And did I like that? It's kind of its own thing, isn't it? You're in this environment, as I say,
it's not laboured upon.
No.
It is quite a swift transition, but it tells you all you need to know about Dr. Gale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not that swift, because
He
doesn't
move. Yeah, I meant that actual specific.
Yeah.
It is
I was hoping that the grabbling bit, I was like, that's her boyfriend. I was just making me feel better. That's, the hands that are doing that. That's the boyfriends there. So,
I wonder if we could get away with that nowadays.
Of course you can.
You could, depending on the story.
Yeah. I don't think it would be as easy to get away with
I
nowadays.
agree. And I think you would have to have a very strong justification.
Yeah.
Otherwise people jump up and down.
Yeah. Oh, actually, incidentally, I just need to quickly say the music was done by Richard Band. All right, so when it opens up, you've got you recognise the tune, right?
Yeah, it's Psycho, isn't it?
Yeah. Psycho. Yeah, but slightly more upbeat, and then you've got that whole opening sequence.
So how did they get away with that then?
They probably asked him.
Simple as that.
Simple as that.
It works though. It really adds to the film. It's brilliant.
I think it does. Yeah. It's a good little soundtrack. But anyone want to give us a synopsis? Come on.
I'll do it, yeah. Okay, so there's a young doctor who's trying to work on pioneering research into bringing the dead back to life. He enrolls at a medical school and enlists the help of his housemate in bringing in his experimentation, which very quickly take a turn for the worse after they start killing other members of the medical team with terrifying and humorous results.
Yeah, not bad.
Pretty good.
Not bad. That's all right. So, what do you think about the acting then? So you got the character right at the beginning, Herb West. He's out in Germany, Switzerland, and like you say, they're working on this amazing serum that can basically reanimate the dead. Shit goes down, doesn't it, in the laboratory?
Yeah.
And it seems like his
mentor dies.
Mentor, has had this serum. Maybe it's an experiment or whatever.
Yeah. So from an acting perspective, I think it's great.
I
genuinely think it's great.
Yeah, I do.
We're talking about specifically him, Jeff Coombs, right?
Yeah. But not just him. I think everybody plays their part in this.
Absolutely.
Brilliantly.
And we're not Dean Halsey.
He's
amazing.
And we're not talking about award-winning acting. We are talking about perfect acting for this film.
Yeah.
And the tone they're trying to
heightened
set.
Pitch.
Absolutely. It's all a little bit caricature-esque, but this is one of those things. Last episode we were talking about Return of the Living Dead 2.
Yes.
And you were saying, "Oh, Wyndham, you want it to make sense."
Yes.
And actually, I was thinking about this when I was watching this, because there are bits in this that are like, what? But this doesn't fall into the trap of Return of the Living Dead 2 by being shit. All of those little bits you forgive because the performances are exactly on point.
Yeah.
The script is funny. It gets away from all of that because it isn't boring, it isn't dull, and it does exactly what it's trying to do.
Yeah.
The performances I think are great. And Dr. Hill is just...
Dr. Hill's great.
That kind of classic... And he looks a bit like, not Christopher Reeve, Christopher Lee.
Yes, he
that
does.
Kind of really
He's got that angular face.
cheeks.
Yeah.
He's got horrible... Well, sorry, David, my man, but your mouth, your teeth, dude... Holy cow.
Yeah.
And that's the thing about this film. So Jeff Coombs as well, he's got a specific kind of mouth and head that really worked for that character. And obviously Dr. Hill's mouth was great too. But what actor did you just mention there?
The guy who played Dean Halsey.
Dean Halsey.
Robert Sampson.
Robert Sampson, head of medical school, father of...
yes.
Because, when you first meet him, he's a stuffy guy. He's just struck off the two doctors. And, you think he's perfectly right in that role.
You think he's a money grabber, doesn't he?
He's an arsehole.
He praises Dr. Hill because he keeps getting grants into the university.
Yeah.
So
But he also knows that Dr. Hill's got a fascination, obsession with his daughter, and he's kind of allowing that to happen.
But then, obviously, when he's brought back to life, the performance there is just brilliant, remarkable, Watching him in the padded cell, and then after he's been lobotomised, it's just great performance. And to do that as an actor with no inhibitions like that, to go from one to the other, it's remarkable.
Absolutely right. Yeah, absolutely right. I mean, because I did actually forget that kind of part about this film. So when he's been reanimated now, because he's been killed, kind of accidentally, really, I suppose, in a way. And he's running around doing the zombie thing, first of all. And I thought, okay, that's what Dad's going to be doing now. But then Meg... Remember me, Dad, remember me? And he does, and he goes away into the corner, doesn't he? And he's all cowering, like, don't look at me, all kind of thing. But yeah, that character's really interesting. Then he comes into his own at the end, kind of saves the day thing. Absolutely right. Good call. I can't remember the other bits that you pull out. It's like cinematography. Do you talk about that?
No, what about effects? I wanted to...
yeah.
So look at, obviously you've got the head. And
that's the main... Yeah. I actually think that the effects are pretty good in this.
It works.
In general.
They work. I mean, it's obvious. When the cut's there to change it and stuff. But, it's an inventive idea. I thought, it looks great. And his performance is great with that as well.
Mm. But even when you go back to the cat... Dan Kane is the housemate who helps West in his research.
He just kind of gets swept away with it, though,
absolutely.
doesn't he?
He's got a cat called Rufus. Rufus? I think so. Anyway, he's got a cat, and he's going out with Megan, who is Dean Halsey's daughter.
Yes.
And she's very suspicious of West, quite rightly, because he's a super suspicious dude. And Dean and Kane is... it doesn't matter. Anyway, the cat goes missing. She breaks into West's room and the fridge is open.
Yep.
So nothing's being kept cold. But, that's fine.
Yep.
Sees the cat and then everybody goes crazy. Kane gets very angry but gets over it. And then that night... he hears this crazy shouting and yowling and fighting. He goes into the basement to find West trying to kill his now reanimated cat.
Yeah, that's some action.
And it's just some... it literally is that kind of... West turns around and they basically just clamp this cat on his back.
Yeah.
Which is brilliant. Which earlier when Kane is having sex with Megan and
the cat
gets thrown into the room.
Yeah.
Which I
Literally
think
lobbed.
could have been a real cat, though.
It was definitely
That
a real
was a
cat.
real cat, yeah, but that's how cats act. They're just thrown into the shop. Or drugged so they don't move.
Yeah.
But yeah, this...
But then when they break the originally reanimated cat's back, West says, "You have to help me. I've learned how to reanimate. This is amazing. You have to help me. I'm not going to. He can't have been dead beforehand. Refuses to believe that the cat's been brought back. And he goes, okay, well, is it dead now? It's almost like whacking it on the table.
Yeah.
If I bring it back now, you'll have to believe. And it comes back and he goes, don't expect too much. Its back is broken. It's like this yowling, but it's great.
It looks really good.
Brilliant.
Yeah, it looks brilliant. It looks brilliant.
Yeah.
And also, you get a real treat at the end when he brings all the corpses back to life. And they signposted it right at the start of the film.
Yes,
they say, oh, we don't want that, that's a burn victim. We don't want that, that's, injury to this, whatever. And then you see them all.
Yeah.
And the makeup's great. They all look really convincing, I think.
Yeah.
What do they call one of them? Spaghetti bolognese or something? Meatball. Meatball sub. Yeah. So, yeah, I think that definitely the effects definitely stand up, and the whole chopping off the head with the spade kind of thing, which you'd naturally do in that situation when someone's trying to steal your serum.
He wouldn't just knock them out, which he did.
Yeah.
With one fell swoop.
You'd take that head clean off, brother. Of course you would. But then quickly, Hill obviously is reanimated, and he manages to break free and steal Megan. But there's this really great scene where Meg wakes up on that table, and she just kind of looks up and sees this body without a head and screams. Then turns her head around, sees this head in a tray, looking at her, going, "Oh!" and screams. Yeah. And then looks back at, I can't remember, there's like about 3 or 4 hits where it's just perfect screaming. And it's like, that is beautiful.
One of the reasons I think this film worked so well is when it was getting towards the end and he was talking about, how he's in charge basically, he's going to rule the world for us. I was thinking, how's he going to do that? Is he going to start converting everybody? Is he going to start killing everyone? Is he just going to go around? Is he going to sew his head back on? I was kind of believing it to an extent that
he's got a shot at this.
Work out how he's going to do it.
He's got a shot at this.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose you'd reanimate the dead. You'd White Walker that ass, but you'd have to have a lot of syringes and well-trained zombies.
And how they're going to make more of the solution, I suppose.
Yeah.
Very true.
Yeah. Anyway, we don't care because it's not Return of the Living Dead 2.
Yeah, that's it. So, have we covered what we wanted to cover here, I think?
I think there are a couple of... Talking about Dr. Hill, just as most of my notes actually are about how fucking creepy he is, deliberately.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah. But the bit when Dean Halsey has been accidentally killed by a reanimated corpse kicking the door of the mortuary down and flattening him.
Yeah. West
brings him back, goes crazy. In the padded cell, what kind of doctor has a padded cell with a one-way mirror in his hospital office? A weird one.
That's your Hill right there.
And then when Megan is looking through him and going, "Oh, that's my dad. Oh, I'm heartbroken." The doctor says, "I want you to think of me as someone you can come to with your problems, or if you're lonely." It doesn't say it like that, but it's just like.
Yeah.
And is that the bit where the dad comes up and smacks his head against it? Yeah, it's brilliant. It's a great film. Has anyone seen Reanimator 2, Reanimator 3?
No. I was going to say that, so this went on to be followed by Bride of Reanimator and beyond Reanimator.
I think I started
I've
watching...
seen neither.
I think I started watching Bride and it wasn't very good.
No?
Yeah, but I think... Yeah.
It's almost like if you have got time on your hands, though, you kind of maybe have to. Or I don't know, actually. No. Actually, do you? Dunno. Anyway, let's score this sucker.
All right.
Can I also just say, there were lots of little bits that made me laugh through this.
You know when I slap my knees, I really mean... No.
Literally, okay, last one, I think. So outside the mortuary where all these dead bodies are, there's a guard.
Yeah.
Black guy, not really bothered
Oh,
that
yeah.
much.
He's a dude.
The absolute
Time for my
classic
break.
bit where he goes, break time, and walks off with a copy of Boudoir magazine.
He is cool.
Oh, well.
Yeah, he is cool.
Knock yourself out, mate.
Great. Okay, so I need the categories. I'm sorry.
Just one other thing.
Yeah.
You cut this bit out, right, bro?
When Meg is tied to the thing, she gets one hand free and doesn't try to undo any of the other restraints.
Yeah.
Which was a bit weird.
Yes.
She'd be like, well, I'll just do the other one.
I didn't notice
and
that.
then lean forward and do the feet, even though she's naked and has been abused.
That Meg is mental.
Where's he gone?
It's gone. The presenter's left. He couldn't handle the pace.
No, he's doing well so far, but I think
doing
he's...
very well.
Getting a pen. Right, let's score this. Performances. Wyndham.
Performance is 7.
Wow.
8.
8. Effects. I'm going to go Wyndham to you. Right, so me, Wyndham, you. Me, Wyndham, you. Wyndham.
You said you, me, him.
Oh, shit. Okay, effects. 7.
I'm going heavy. 9.
Yeah, 9.
Plot. 7.
7.
6.
Rewatch factor.
8.
Are you keeping your numbers in your head?
No.
I've got to write down your numbers.
Yeah.
Really?
I don't know. I've never been on this side of the curtain.
Write down your numbers. So,
all right, go on then. What, I'll remember them. What were the categories again?
okay, performances,
8.
effects,
9.
plot,
7.
rewatch factor. This is where we are now. We're back in the room.
9.
Okay, I'm going to say 8.
5.
Direction. 7.
7.
7.
Cinematography. 7.
6.
5.
Sound and music. 6.
7.
3, because it's not their music. They nicked it from somebody else.
That's very true. They do a good job of it, though, and it's a good decision. You've affected my... No, you haven't affected my point. Originality. 7.
7.
2.
Enjoyability. 7.
7.
7.
Life-changing, past or present. 4.
0.
8.
There we go. Let's top these numbers up, Soy. Play the theme tune. I'm thinking.
Do, 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 do.
Right. I've got 65.
I've got 62.
I'm nearly there. 68.
68.
Oh, we're quite close together.
Gives it a 65 in total.
Oh, which is what I said, so I was right.
65. Do you know where that puts us in the leaderboard?
Well, have a look. It's on there, isn't it? It's on the back of the script.
It's on the back of the script. Come here. Is there a script? Jesus.
It's definitely on the leaderboard at 65.
Yeah.
65.
Is that the main leaderboard or the mini leaderboard?
This says on the 2019 leaderboard. Is that the right one?
Well, you have to put it on both, really. But put it on the main one,
Okay.
which is the next page, I think.
Where's it go?
Well, 2019, it currently puts it between Brain Dead and 12 Monkeys. So Braindead is above it at 66,
Yeah.
and 12 Monkeys is at 61. So Reanimator snuggles in between those two suckers.
I think I like it better than Braindead.
And then on the bigger picture of
I
things,
think I do as well.
it's in between Braindead and Donnie Darko. So Braindead above it and Donnie Darko just below it.
What number?
Number 20. You've got a new 20.
Feeling tired and worn out by your little cherubs as the excitement builds to Halloween? Short for time to focus on the things that really don't matter? Or just desperate to get out of your tree on Halloween night without having to worry about the kids? Well, worry no more. Haddonfield Babysitter Services are slashing their prices this Halloween. A platter of clean, youthful, coiffured and tactile sitters are here for your disposal. Your spawn will marvel at their skills for door and window locking, cupboard checking, looking behind them, and uncanny command of art and crafts. Language confident and assured, leaving your loved ones with our trained sitters. Not to mention the fact that it's very likely the sitter will invite a friend round to relieve their load. Haddonfield Babysitter Services offers a second-to-none experience. Prices slashed to bits, so call us now on 0101 666. Haddonfield Babysitter Services, here for your disposal.
So, great work, guys. Brings us on to our next classic in our Halloween special. A Nightmare on Elm Street. Should we play a clip?
The kids of Elm Street don't know it yet, but something is coming to get them.
There's something out there, isn't there?
We just see cuts happening.
What did that, Lieutenant? I don't know.
Tina!
What's the coroner got to say? He's in the jaw and puking since he saw it.
They're gonna kill me for sure.
Did you do it?
There was somebody else there.
He was locked in a room with a girl who went in alive and came out in a rubber bag.
No one knows where it came from or who it will visit next.
Nancy? There's something wrong with you. You're imagining things.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
And what a clip that was. Hey? Good Godfire. So, what have we got? Nightmare on Elm Street. 1984, Wes Craven's classic. Came out very nearly, again, we nearly got another anniversary here, the 9th of November. So, Wes Craven, he'd already, proven his worth, already cut his teeth on quite a few classics already, actually. He did The Last House on the Left, which I believe is actually his first film, in 1972. Nasty, horrible slasher film. The Hills Have Eyes, again, obviously a classic. I'm sure you've all heard of it.
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah.
And then soon after that, he went on to do...
these films.
See, you like that. You're good. You know your shizzle. Did The Nightmare on Elm Street, and then after that, another couple you might be aware of, The Serpent and the Rainbow, great film.
No.
And Scream.
Yeah.
You know those guys? Yeah. So
He also did The People Under the Stairs.
Yes.
he did, which is fun.
It is fun.
When you first watch it, it's like, what?
Films that I always want to go back and watch again.
Agreed. It will have to come up at some point.
Yeah.
When you
It'll come up next.
when you do that, it's like, when you first watch it, when it really surprises you, it's great. That's The People Under the Stairs, great film. So, cast. We've got a bit of a cast here. So we've got Heather Langenkamp.
Yay!
Is that right? Plays Nancy. John Saxon. Yay!
Oh yeah.
From Battle Beyond the Stars.
Yeah.
Absolutely right. Lieutenant Thompson. Is it Ronnie Blakey? Marge Thompson. Amanda Weiss plays Tina. Robert Englund, obviously, playing that, legend that is now Leggy Krueger. Leggy Krueger. Freddy Krueger. And this film was obviously the debut of the little fella Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
Playing Glenn.
Yeah.
I really liked him.
Really?
Yeah. I thought he was cute. Anyway, so it had a budget of 1.8 million. This made that back in the first week. It received rave reviews.
Wow.
It grossed 25 million in the US. Obviously spawned tons of sequels, comics, remakes, spoofs, whatever. Written by Wes Craven, so this is obviously his baby. Music was Charles Bernstein. And yeah, I suppose that's it. Does anyone want to do a synopsis?
Yeah, I'll give it a go. Why not? A group of kids in a small town start experiencing similar nightmares with a similar central character. One of them, in her sleep, enters a dream and gets killed by this knife-gloved wielding maniac. The rest of their friends are trying to figure out what's going on and get murdered one by one by this demon, Fred Krueger. And then Nancy finds out that the reason he's haunting them is because their parents killed him in real life.
Yeah.
And he's seeking revenge.
Yeah. Perfect. Beautiful stuff. With regards to first time you watched it then, should we just go to that?
Well, right, so this film is so important to me on so many levels, for so many reasons. I think this is a thing that really hooked me into horror forever.
Yeah.
When I first... so I remember very clearly, must have been this one cold winter morning. I was mucking out the cows with my sister, and she came in and said...
Not a fork.
Just clean out the sheds. And my sister came in and said she'd been to see this film the night before. And she said, you would love it. It's called A Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah.
And she told me the entire story.
Oh, wow. So she went to the cinema, right?
Lord!
Yeah.
This is amazing. And obviously I was too young, way too young to go to the cinema to see it. I was about, 9? But it was brilliant. So I became obsessed with hearing about it. And then I finally got to see him for real in Nightmare on Elm Street 2. That was the first one I watched. And then I was able to go back and see Nightmare on Elm Street. And then it had an extra advantage that when I found out that Robert Englund, who played Freddy, also played Willie in V, which I was also a massive fan of.
So you were already watching that?
So when I finally got to see this one, it didn't disappoint at all.
Yeah. And was that the VHS?
Yeah, I saw it on VHS.
Yeah. And loved it. Me, I remember it being... It was around that time, you were too young to kind of get close to it. And obviously everyone was talking about it because it was such a massive hit. And I remember lying profoundly. Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah. There's a bit with a phone and the tongue. And there's a guy that gets pulled into bed. I was totally bullshitting until Neil Callahan, really tall guy. No, really tall guy, but you could never push him over. You would have like 3 of us having a go at him. It's unpushable. Anyway, bless his heart, he managed to get us a VHS version of it. It must have been around sort of 13, 12, something like that. And played it. And I suppose it's right from the off that, you've got the opening sequence, really cool bit where you see he's making the glove and stuff. And you already know that though. But it's nice to see him kind of making it in a kind of a Conan montage way. Anyway, whatever. But then you quickly go into Tina's dream, and just it's just the ideas and the visuals that he uses, Wes Craven's using, it's just like really potent. It's like, wow, this looks great. Like Nancy's first dream when she's in the school, and then she looks over and there's Tina in the body bag and stuff like that. All that imagery that he's using, kind of subverting what's reality and what's dream and all that, just really caught me. Did it scare me? Did Freddy Krueger scare me? No. And this is not my first experience of it. I knew it was a great film and I knew it was fun and I was really enjoying it, but I didn't find him scary. That was me.
I disagree. The amount of jump shots that are in it, I was on the edge of my seat all the time.
Yeah.
I first saw it mid-teens with Simon Hooper. And I agree. I think it wasn't... There are some jumpy bits, definitely, but I think he's one of those characters, like Pinhead. Ordinarily, you'd protect the reveal of your boogeyman, but we all knew what. I mean, admittedly, we didn't come to it as it was released, but we all knew what he looked like. We all knew he's got the knives. We know everything about the character, but it doesn't diminish that character. And like with Hellraiser, you go to it and it's, well, I know Pinhead. He's the face on the... It's fine, but it doesn't diminish the moment you first see him. It's the same with Krueger.
Yeah.
But you know it. You know what's going to happen. You know who he is. You know what he looks like, all that kind of stuff. But when he comes out, it's still like, oh, yeah! But I'm not sure it was... I agree with you. I'm not sure it was...
But also, there might be a bit of retro memory going on here as well, because...
I think you're right, because it's so potent,
The first... I mean, he doesn't say anything, I think, in the second one, hardly. He hardly says anything in the first one. But by the third one, he starts doing his quips, his James Bond, you always wanted to be on TV. It's primetime, bitch. And sticks around the TV and stuff like that. And then by number 5, he's doing like quips about pizzas and stuff, and it gets like ridiculous.
So it's sort of polluting the legend in a way.
It became a parody of itself.
Yeah. But I mean, I am wrong in a sense actually, because the scene where Tina gets done over in the bedroom, was when I first saw it. I'm completely wrong. That was terrifying.
Yeah.
Seeing the cuts on her body, and then she gets pulled and dragged to the ceiling.
He does the upside down
room
twice.
Fantastic.
There's a scene before Tina's on the ceiling as well, in one of the dreams.
Yeah.
Where it's all upside down again.
Yeah. Is that before?
Is
there? With loads of blood.
That's the same scene, isn't it? When he's dragging her body around the...
When Johnny Depp gets pulled into the bed.
Sorry, that's the second one.
Yeah,
where there's blood pouring up.
Yeah.
That's right. That's a good note. He does that twice. Yeah, he turns the room upside down.
I think this is one of those few films that is victim of not aging well.
Yeah.
Doesn't even.
Do you think so?
Yeah, I think. I remember watching it about 10 years ago and being really disappointed. This time when I came back to it, I wasn't as disappointed, so it might have aged a bit
had
more.
Your expectations lowered. Probably.
Yeah. But I don't think it really...
What age is it, though? Is it because the hijinks of Freddy Krueger, his long arms, his tongue, that kind of stuff?
Well,
or the acting?
Maybe that, and maybe a bit of the acting. I mean, Rod seems to think he's in Greece.
Yeah.
I
think he does a great job. I mean, the actress...
I think Nancy's the weak link.
And I really like Nancy. I thought Heather Langenkamp was great. And
I think she does really great.
She's done 3 of them, hasn't she? But her acting isn't wonderful, but her mother's isn't wonderful either.
No, it's not.
I love the mother's acting, and can I say it? Yeah, I've got a thing for Mum.
Right.
I just cannot deny it. I have to embrace it, and it's out there.
Just own it.
It's there. But I think personally, the acting across all of them is pretty solid stuff. I mean, like even Grease Guy and
he's like a young. I keep coming back to Hellraiser. He's like a young Frank.
He is a bit frank with a twist of Puncharello.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
Yeah. But I kind of like the acting. And the actress that played Nancy said specifically about Grease Guy, that scene where they're in the prison cell, he was so intense. She was like really in the moment. She was there, man.
That's a quote for you.
Yeah.
I do quite like the elastic wall above Nancy's bed.
And then the light looks amazing. But
as he's pulling back, it's
because they tried to reboot it, didn't they? And it wasn't very good at all.
And that was with Haley Joel Osment.
Yes. He's got a triple barrel name.
He plays Rorschach. He turns up in Mandy as the LSD guy.
He's in RoboCop, the remake. We hate him.
But they
actually he's not in.
They did that bit of the wall, but it was CGI'd, and it was like it looked shit. Whereas just do what they did, which was just have it like what was it? Lycra or something like that. Yeah, well, it stretches over.
Yeah, I mean, apparently it surprised Wes Craven actually how good it looked.
Yeah,
because it really does look like it's an effect, but it's not. It's that spandex, whatever the hell it is. It just looks beautiful and great. And as he pulled back, so bits like that, I think makes this film really, really stand out. But it's just like I say, the Freddy Krueger. Why doesn't he scare me? It's probably those silly long arms and.
But it's more about, for me, it's more about the myth and the story. And that's what it's all built about, the fear.
But that story really comes out in the second one. Where you find out he's the son of 1,000 maniacs. And
third one, that one.
Or was that the third
one?
I
think so.
So when that all kind of builds that myth.
Yeah, but we know we had enough that the parents went to kill him, and that's why he's come back. And
that's another thing that pisses me. And this is back to the first time I watched it as well. When Mum goes down into the cellar or whatever, the basement, and she gets the glove from the oven and all that, and explains, "Oh, we killed him. You know, it's our fault and all that stuff." I was like, that never really washed with me. It's too close. I want a bit more of a legend. It's not what you killed him. What? It was only like 5 minutes ago. Do you know what I mean? It's like I wanted more of a weighty legend to it. I expected more of a weighty legend to it.
I think we saw that at one point. I can't remember which one it is, but you see the parents going and burning him alive and stuff. Breaking into his boiler. Because I don't think they really mentioned the boiler room, did they, in the first one?
Yeah, they do. They say we tracked him to his boiler room where he took his kids. But then her line, after she said, "It's all right, he's dead," she says to Nancy, "He's dead, honey, because Mommy killed him."
Yeah. Oh, lovely.
I think the other thing that scared me is, if you're at Camp Crystal Lake, you know, get away from Camp Crystal Lake.
Yeah.
You know, don't mess with the box, but you cannot not fall asleep. So at some point, it's going to come and get you. And if you've got some dick like Glenn who's supposed to be looking out for you,
all right, fair enough. He is a dick. Yeah, all right.
One thing he had to do. One thing.
But as you say, it's really difficult not to fall asleep.
It's really hard.
But I agree. When you watch it, you go, "For fuck's sake, Glenn."
Yeah. Inspiration. Wes Craven said his inspiration for this. He heard a story about these 3 kids or something that were from Thailand or somewhere close to that, and they came over to the US and they were having these profound nightmares, really, really heavy nightmares, sleeping awfully, and I think what was prescribed to them were like sort of sleeping enhancers, this, that, and the other. And because they had the sleep, their nightmares managed to kill all 3 kids. So because of that, that was kind of the inspiration of this dream, demon, which is a great concept. It is really, really cool. You know, all bets are off when you're stuck in a dream. I had a terrible one last night. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Well, it's actually a waking dream as well, but I won't go into it.
Is that not your life?
Maybe. Yeah. But no, what is superb about this film, and I've really realised it on this last watch here, is the way it, you know, right at the beginning you realise, okay, when you're awake, you're kind of safe. When you start dreaming, you're potentially going to be in deep shit because of this dude. However, quite quickly, the film starts blurring the lines between waking and reality, such as like she manages to grab the hat and pull it out of the dream. It's like, okay, that's a bit fucking weird. So now we're in 2 realms at the same time. Yeah. But then as the film goes on, it gets much more blurry and weird. So you don't know what is right. And Kruger comes right out and gets whacked in the nuts by a hammer.
Does he?
Or does he?
And that's the thing, isn't it?
That's it.
You get to the end and you go... What?
And that's it, the end.
Wait a minute.
I think he definitely does. He does get pulled into the reality.
But there's no...
That's
a brilliant Home Alone moment. That was way before Home Alone, wasn't it?
And I've got that Nancy and Macaulay Culkin. If you're ever on your own and you need to figure out how to protect your house. And I know she bought a book about booby traps. The fact that she's there gently filing out a light bulb and filling it with gunpowder.
In 20 minutes, though. She's already said to her dad, come and get me in 20 minutes. She does a shitload in 20. That girl is cramming.
But isn't it brilliant as well that they're just there, but she's caged in?
Yeah, a good idea. Yeah. But I suppose, again, back to the thing about I'm really having trouble with
Kruger.
Old Legs 11 is... Okay, him being pulled out of the dream and, you know, exploding light bulbs and hammers to the stomach or whatever, it punctures the terror of that character for me. So it kind of, that's maybe why I don't find him that terrifying. But this whole...
I don't think so, because she can't wake up now. He's there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so he's not there because you said she can't wake up. She can't... Okay, so there's no way to immediately make him disappear by waking. Okay.
But this is the thing, is he really there? Because the last scene of the film, I can't remember what happens.
When the roof he's
all dead, and then they go to walk out of a door, and then it's all, it's all...
Yeah, they go out the front door and
that's
bright
it.
light.
That's it. Okay, so basically, Freddie turns up again, you think he's dead.
When did you watch this film?
A couple of days ago. And she looks in the mirror and she goes, "Fuck you, Freddy, you're a piece of shit." And he goes, "Ugh," and falls through her. Okay, then she opens up that door, bedroom door, and then she goes to the outside.
Everyone's alive. Yeah,
everyone's alive.
She's dreaming that.
The car is but that's the whole film. It gets weirder and weirder and weirder and weirder.
Point between Freddy Krueger disappearing as he falls through her to that point where she falls asleep.
All right, so how I see it is that that's all real. That's all in the real world where he comes back. And he's going to kill her and she says, "You've got no power over me, you're nothing, you're shit."
Yeah.
And he disappears. And then when she opens the door, that's obviously the Friday the 13th, here's a little twist at the end.
But it's actually
that's
part.
her dream.
Yeah, but those
because
shots,
when we
those
come
edits.
back to her in Nightmare on Elm Street 3, she is
part of a big franchise and she needs to be back and still alive. That's why.
And taking anti-dream. No, because she's with all the people that are already dead.
Right.
Yeah, but I think what we're saying is that last bit's definitely a dream.
Yeah.
But because there's no obvious point where she falls asleep, is the bit before that still a dream?
Absolutely.
And the bit
the
where
film
she dreams
asks
she's
you
awake.
that.
No, it's not.
Is Freddy Krueger.
They cover it all in Nightmare on Elm Street 3. Because the mother's dead, the dad doesn't want to know he's an alcoholic.
But we all know that after the fact they will go back and go, "Oh, no. But for this one, I agree with you. I think
if you
could
contain
argue
the
it both
film
ways.
on its own, it subverts what's real, what's not.
Yeah.
Great, and obviously it's a massive franchise, and they did a much better job than that they did with Lost, where they actually made tangible reasoning.
Yeah,
because it's
it's
still really popular.
They did
You've
up
got to
to
keep
number
going.
3. I mean, 1 and 3 are the only kind of linked films.
3 is great fun. So we were that age. We were like 14, 15.
So you've got,
and you can just enjoy it.
You've got Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Freddy. What's that
Which
called?
is an unsung.
Freddy's Revenge.
Freddy hijacks a school bus.
That's the first time I saw Freddy.
Which is an amazing scene, isn't
out
it?
Of me.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there was nowhere for them to go, and they could, if they moved too far, they must have fallen. Nightmare on Elm Street 4 with Dream Warriors.
No, that was 3.
3. Nightmare on Elm Street 4.
Freddy's back. Return of Freddy Krueger.
No.
DIY with legs.
Dream Master, or...
Right. Sounds about right.
All gets a bit shit after that. Yeah. Except for Freddy's Dead, Nightmare on Elm Street 6.
Oh, okay.
Which some of it was in 3D. Johnny Depp returned for a cameo.
Oh, I bet that was good.
But no, you're saying this is quite a good one.
It was not bad.
Number 6.
And then, after number 6, they had Wes Craven's New Nightmare, which was Heather Langenkamp.
Yeah, subverting reality again.
Yeah, so she was Robert Englund, Heather Langenkamp, Wes Craven, all playing themselves, and Freddy is a demon that attaches himself to the myth of the film and comes into real life, and Heather Langenkamp starts becoming Nancy. It's great. It's really inventive, and then you've got Freddy versus Jason.
Yeah.
Anyway, I digress.
So there we are. Any memorable lines, guys?
Can we talk about the effects?
Apart from all of them, yeah. Let's talk about the effects.
I like them. Well, they're simple, really, but obviously Tina in the bedroom was amazing.
Yeah.
Dragging her along in a body bag.
Yeah, so you're talking that they're the scenes that, the bit where he comes up over the bed. They are just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. But it gets there are certain scenes where it really
And
he lets it down a little bit. So the stretchy arms is a bit.
Oh, that's awful.
Okay,
big mistake.
And also the tonguing phone is a bit.
But at the time, though, they were the things that you would talk about. They were it's weird.
Yeah. And we didn't.
But
we
the fact
weren't
he takes his
that.
face off.
Yeah,
was quite good.
Glenn getting sucked into the bed was great.
And then all the blood shooting out. Another upside down shot.
Yeah, bit Kubrick as well, isn't it, with The Shining?
And also, we should talk about the music.
Yeah,
because,
absolutely.
Obviously they've got the song 1, 2, 3, it's coming for you, which they're chanting, not singing.
Yeah,
I noticed.
I was such a bastard when I first saw this. So I was going out with a girl, and I'd phone her when I knew she was in the house alone. And chant that nursery rhyme down the phone at her, knowing she was terrified of it.
Have you got her number? Should we give her a call now live on the show?
What a dick I was.
What a dick you were.
Brilliant.
Goodness me.
And obviously the kind of.
Yeah.
It's really sinister music.
It really, really good. So that's your Charles Bernstein there. But no, it definitely makes the character, it makes that universe, doesn't it? That soundtrack is very, very, very good. And it makes it its own. It's great.
I think one of the reasons, you were saying it's not as scary as it. One of the things that detracts the fear from me is And I know I'm being pernickety now.
Go on then.
They run away really slowly.
Oh,
God! When Tina's running,
it's like they're mime artists trying to run away.
But I think they're probably running on a soundstage, aren't they? And they don't have anywhere to go.
I get it. There's probably a very.
That's how you run in dreams. That's how you run in dreams. I know you like to run.
I forgot about that.
That's how you run in dreams.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks.
Yeah, no worries at all. It's got that US tradition as well about, kind of like the abandoned teenager. So you've got these 4 teenagers where essentially their parents are
pretty shit.
Pretty fucking shit. Maybe the argument of Glenn, but actually no, Glenn's dad's a twat.
Why? Why's Glenn's dad?
Well, Nancy desperately wants to speak to Glenn.
It's 5 to midnight, and she thinks he's crazy anyway. He thinks she's crazy.
Okay, maybe I'm a bit hard on Glenn's dad.
And, and Glenn's dad knows that his friends have just been murdered. He doesn't want her anywhere near him, surely.
Oh, you put a big case again. But again, also as well, that sexually, when kids are becoming sexually promiscuous, you get it in Halloween. If you're going to do that, you're going to die. That kind of American message.
Tina and Rod are a bit promiscuous.
Promiscuous?
Oh, no, they're not promiscuous.
They're just having sex.
That Rod's promiscuous.
Rod probably is.
Yeah, but Tina just made some juju, and then what happened immediately after the Jew ha-ha?
No, I understand.
Jew ha-ha?
And then the same thing happens in Cujo. Yeah. Don't do it. Same thing happens in Halloween.
Cujo?
Yeah, throughout Cujo. If you're being the mum of the boy, she's doing that, and then because of that, Cujo,
you get your comeuppance.
Yeah. So it's kind of this American kind of guilt Christian kind of thing. So, shall we score it?
Yes.
I've slapped my knees. Okay, performances.
5.
6.
7. Effects.
6.
8.
6.
8. Plot.
9.
8.
8.
Rewatch factor.
4.
Really? Wow.
Well, now, I mean, if I'm really talking about rewatching it now, no, I'm going to give it 7 because I have rewatched it many times. I'm going to call it like that.
I'm going to go 7. Direction.
7.
8.
7. Cinematography.
6.
There's some awesome bits in it. 8. Sound and music.
7.
9.
7. Originality.
9.
8. Enjoyability.
9.
6.
7. And life changer, past or present,
10 for
James.
me.
Yes, it's a 10.
It's a 3 from me.
I think this sucker's going to come in at 7. All right.
I'm done.
I'm done.
Right, I've got 80.
80. I've got 60. Some punchy numbers.
Yeah. Both got punchy numbers.
74.
74.
Oh, that's a high score.
It is. Comes in at 71.3.
71.3, which brings us into the 2019 scoreboardy, if I can find it. It's at the back of the script. Jesus Christ, where's the back of the script?
Freddy Krueger makeup inspired by a pepperoni pizza.
Oh, really? I had a Freddy glove. I had a Freddy mask.
71.3.
Cheers, man.
No worries.
71.
I had a Freddy poster on my wall growing up.
Was it of him leaning forward?
No, that would be cool. It was just him looking like a horrible, nasty guy.
So here we go. It puts us. It's actually 3rd position now, just under Candyman, but above Zombieland. Zombieland's number 4 now. Really?
Yeah, I think that's
because we all enjoyed it.
Yeah. And what about in the overall total?
Overall total 71, whatever it was, would bring us. It's just below Starship Troopers.
What number?
Which is it's now position 11.
So it didn't make the top 10.
It didn't quite. Sorry, babes.
Damn you bastards.
So Starship Troopers just snubs it, but it is above Phantom of the Paradise.
What?
Oh, yeah.
Anyway.
Wow.
Good sticks. Silver Shamrock Puzzles. Creators of such soul-destroying classics as Trivial Pursuit, Pictionary, and Monopoly bring you their latest and most hellish creation this Halloween, The Lament Configuration. A simple puzzle box designed to rack the brain and cripple the fingers. Simply twist, slide, click and turn to release the hidden wonders. Beautifully crafted in hell-infused bronze and utilising Silver Shamrock's silken slide and glide human soul lubricant, this puzzle box offers a tactile and engaging experience. Too complicated for your overworked and too rigid brain? Fear not. Just hand the box to one of your darling children and watch amazed as they quickly open the gates of hell and release the Cenobites within. Marvel as the hooks of hell gouge your flesh and rent your soul. You've heard of Pandora's box? Well, now enjoy Pandemonium's box. Silver Shamrock Puzzles. They'll tear your souls apart.
John Carpenter's The Fog.
This is KAB Antonio Bay. Stevie Wayne here, and let me be the first to wish Antonio Bay a happy birthday. We're 100 years old today, and keep a watch out for that fog bank heading in from the east.
100 years ago, between midnight and 1, something unknown came out of the fog. Now it has returned.
And what a clip that was. Righto. What? Put her back, Jesus! Put her back! Where's the... that's it, she's fine. Right, so now we have another classic for you. My God, so much treats we're giving. The Fog, John Carpenter's The Fog of 1980. I will say it's quite easy to forget, actually, John Carpenter, how much of a kind of protege he was at the time. It's like, wow, you really
protege
are...
of...
Oh, yeah, all right. What's the word? What's the word? He's going to do something. You know, when people do really good stuff quickly.
Progeny?
Really cool. Anyway, super young. So how old was he? When he... 26, he did Dark Star. 26 years of age, he did Dark Star. At 28, he did Assault on Precinct 13. I don't know if you've both seen that. It's freaking awesome. He's 20 goddamn flipping 8. Then he goes on at the age of 30 to make Halloween, all right, which is obviously just a massive success. I think Halloween cost him $300,000. It made $60 million. 200 times its budget, basically. So
still making money now, Halloween.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, when you think about the film of Halloween, it's, you know, kind of that is pretty much the one. There's the go-to. Still, I've watched it countless of times, but always delivers. But that was obviously the most profitable indie film of its time. But he kind of he didn't get carried away with that. You know, he stayed cool. And this is kind of one of his mottos, actually, not to be pretentious. So his next flick was, again, a low-budget flick, which is more interested about that atmosphere rather than fear. So at 32, that's where you get The Fog. So now we're in the room. The budget on this one was $1.1 million. It was actually originally 9... What?
I feel like we're in school.
No. Come on. No. I'll be really, really quick. It's interesting. So it was originally actually $900,000. But David Cronenberg actually came out with Scanners, which is a film we all love.
We've done.
Yeah, we've done it. We know. Get to the point. Fuck it out.
But Scanners, basically, because of the high gore and shocks and stuff, they realised The Fog didn't quite work on the scare factor. So they had to go back, reshoot, put more gore in, blah, blah, blah. So it ended up being 1.1 million. It made 21.3 million. The music was by John Carpenter, written by John Carpenter and Debbie Hill. And there you go. And did quite well at the box office.
How well?
Well, 21 million. Yeah, first thoughts. Wyndham. First time you saw it, sorry.
Yesterday.
Oh, wow. Cool.
Yeah. And it's a really enjoyable little ghost movie.
Yes!
It's really... I think this is the first of the three that I watched. And I just think all three are really enjoyable. But this is just a really great ghost story.
Yeah.
Which is what you were saying, why you picked it. It's not trying to be clever, it's like a proper old school type ghost story. And with the opening shot of the round the campfire and the bloke telling the premise.
Yeah.
Perfect. I'm in. Give it to me.
Yeah,
good.
So that guy that was talking at the beginning, it's a guy called John Houseman. It's a bit of a legend, really. He used to hang around with Orson Welles. But I did. I'll come on to the cast later. But your first.
Yeah, so I saw it in my early 20s with Vicky. Who I also do the 50-minute theatre podcast with.
It's not 50, it's 15.
I said 15.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, I loved it. It's just as William said, brilliant ghost story. It's great plot, great characters, good framing, and it's on the edge of your seat.
Yeah, and it's kind of got that cosy quality about it, which I like about horror.
You want to turn the fire up and get under a blanket.
That's it. At Halloween. I would have first watched this. This would have been on my black and white TV. It could have even been on part of Movie Drone, where they had that on BBC Two. So I'd watch this, and it was just a cosy, beautiful ghost story experience. I heard that the idea came to John Carpenter when they were visiting Stonehenge, and him and Debbie Hill just looking over, and on the horizon there was this fog coming towards them. And he just thought the idea, I wonder if there was something in that fog. And that's kind of what spawned this little idea.
I was quite surprised because the first time I saw it, and maybe I saw it before then, I was expecting James Herbert's The Fog.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so I thought...
Which the fog is infectious.
Yeah, it's a very different sort of fog,
Yeah.
which makes more sense, really, if you're going to call something the fog. They should have called them the Fishermen.
The man from the mist.
Yeah, so who's got a synopsis?
Okay,
Can I give it a go?
Yeah, go on.
I'll do it. So you've got a town called Antonio Bay, something like that, and we're at their 100th anniversary, but we quite quickly learn that basically this town, this settlement, managed to flourish basically based on an injustice and effectively a murder of these people that had leprosy or whatever it was, and they just asked the town, can we just live 10 miles from you, you can have all our gold and all this kind of stuff. And they're like, yeah, okay, fine. And they deliberately set up this bonfire to lure the clipper ship that they're coming into the rocks and thus killing them all. They go in, they steal the gold, and now we've got Antonio Bay. Aren't we wonderful? 100 years. But it's a kept secret. And at the beginning of the film, some weird shit starts happening. You quite realise that quite quickly that something weird is coming to town. And the local father, priest, whatever, finds this story where you find out, where they done over these pirates or fishermen, as it were. And they're basically coming back to seek that revenge on the town.
Absolutely, yeah. And also, just a little pointer. There's a 7th Doctor Who story called The Curse of Fenric, which is basically this story. They've just stolen it completely. Even there's like a flask locked up in a church that, there's things that come out of the sea through the mist with herbivores and all this kind of stuff.
I need to see this.
It's good.
I get told off for wedging in Star Wars. Got some thoughts on this sucker. Yes, I mean, with regards to that sort of spookiness and stuff, what do you think? Do you think it works?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think the reason you get these type of stories popping up is because it's brilliant. It just uses an injustice, revenge, and similarly to Nightmare on Elm Street, you've got a subsequent generation paying for the sins of their fathers.
Very true.
Yeah.
And it's like, tough. That's just the way it is.
Yeah.
We want our revenge. You're up.
That's it. I think it's Blake, isn't it? As the main guy.
Yeah, he was the guy with the money.
He's the baddie ghost.
Paying all the goodie.
Or the goody ghost. Absolutely right.
You just want to pay for some land for me and my leper mates to live.
Yeah.
And you murdered us. And when the fog rolls back, we're coming.
And how brilliant that they were lepers as well. Just great, because that's a whole other not to disregard the 200 million lepers there are out there in the world, which I found out on Wikipedia.
200 million?
Might be 2 million. There's either 2 million or 200 million. I think it's probably 2 million.
I like to think it's 2.
Yeah.
Let's go for that.
Yeah. Anyway, hello, if you're a leper.
Hello.
You're listening to us.
Yeah. Enjoy yourself. It's again another American tradition, or I suppose an American psyche, whereas America, let's be honest, was stolen from Native Americans.
That's true.
Very true. And there's probably that paranoid thing in the American psyche where, we're celebrating our culture and our land, but it's all on murder and injustice.
So do you think at the end of this film, when all the ghosts are like sitting there going, oh, we got them, some like even deader Native Americans?
Yes! Absolutely. Yeah. Definitely. I made for a good sequel.
Even deader.
But you get this great setup where you've got KAB radio.
KAB.
Stevie Nicks. Stevie Wayne.
Stevie Wayne.
KAB.
Brilliant.
1340.
Yeah. Just saucy and great, and
she's great. Her day voice versus her radio voice is oh yes, saucy links.
Yeah.
But,
which
also,
is the point. So all the male characters listening, and they go, whoa, I'd love to.
But it also gives you the geography and the it also gives you the geography and the size of the town. Because you know that, like, she's talking to the people on the boat and she's talking to the people over there.
Exactly.
And then she's telling people to go and save her son.
Exactly.
You
her radio broadcast
keeps it close.
20-mile radius.
Yeah, exactly. So it kind of, she is kind of your reference for the whole of the town and kind of who they are and what they are.
And where's her radio station based?
On a lighthouse.
It's
on yes!
KAB Lighthouse on Spidey Point. So yeah, she's actually just down the coast to the left.
Yeah.
If you had not noticed.
So
we should have a radio station.
Should we do it?
Yeah.
BAK. No? What can we do?
Well, what does BAK stand for?
That's back. Back radio. No? MLR.
Movie Lighthouse Radio.
Okay. Yeah. Let's do it. Let's get some tunes on. Yeah, but no, she's awesome. Just quickly to the cast, actually. So that's Adrienne
Adrienne
Barou. Thank you. Jamie Lee Curtis obviously is in there again. Carpenter favourite. Janet Leigh is there. Oh my God, Janet Leigh.
Janet Leigh. And she also appears in Halloween H2O.
Oh, does she now?
Yeah, if you know it's Jamie Lee Curtis' mother.
Yeah.
Literally, it's just happened. I've had a moment. I never ever knew that.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's the Lee bit there. It's all right in front of my face. Good God.
There you go. It all links up.
But also,
Jim Carpenter's Jamie Lee's father.
Another classic
Good
of mine.
Tom Atkins.
Tom Atkins.
Who's Tom Atkins?
He's the dude in Halloween 3.
Oh, yes.
He's the dude in Halloween 3, the ninth
the one who
configuration.
doesn't look like he should be a leading man.
At all. And I love it when that happens. Halloween 3, Escape from New York.
I think he gets the part because he's got a leather jacket.
Yeah.
And a hell of a check shirt.
He doesn't need to mess about, does he?
No. It's quite nice.
You want me to act?
Can I just
put the leather jacket on?
It's quite nice sitting on this side of the table because you get to see the pictures.
Yeah.
I didn't know there were pictures.
Are you looking at his gadget again?
Well.
Yeah. So yeah, I suppose as the film goes on, though, the scares as the ghosts sort of come, it cranks up a notch, doesn't it? So you've got the kid.
Unlike none of the other horror films that we watch.
Well, that's very, very true. yeah, that's very true.
Look, we love this film. It's brilliant, but there's not a huge amount to say about it. I don't think.
I have to agree.
I don't really like the eyes.
Oh no, I like the eyes.
You like the eyes?
Oh, the red eyes.
Yeah,
I don't mind that. It reminds me of the cover of Demons.
Yeah, I like Demons.
Red Eye's great. Shall we score it?
But
then?
no,
a
couple of other bits more to say. So I quite like the fact that what's her name?
Up.
Stevie. Her son is off. So she does the night shift from 6 in the evening till 1 in the morning.
Yeah.
And the whole premise is that between midnight and 1, the dead own the world.
Yes.
Right. So the fog starts rolling in. Yeah, so the fog starts rolling in when you first see it at midnight, and she's on the radio keeping people awake, and there's a dude in a weather station who phones up every now and then, flirting away.
Yeah.
Basically says, "Oh, you might want to tell some weather-related story to this ship out 15 miles out. There's a fog bank coming." So she, on the radio, as you were saying, just heard like 7 people listening.
Yeah.
Hey guys, out on the salty seaman fishing trawler. You be careful of that fog bank. And you cut to the ship, and there are these 3 guys pissed up on a boat. One of them looking at it going, "There ain't no fog bank. There ain't no fog bank. There ain't no fog bank.
What?
There's a fog bank." And then the fog rolls in, and this massive clipper comes by.
Yeah, that's great.
It's like, ooh.
That's really, really cool.
And then all the power goes out on the boat,
yeah.
and you start seeing these silhouettes of.
Yeah,
I think that's
very good.
I think it's really good. Yeah.
And that first death on that boat, I wasn't expecting.
Right.
Wasn't expecting it to happen that
the
quickly.
Cutlass straight
right
through.
Up through him.
Yeah.
And he's, brilliant start to it.
Yeah.
And you never get the they're always just silhouettes, and the most detail you get is the eyes towards the end.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
I think Carpenter is an absolute genius at building worlds.
He really is. Isn't
You
he?
know, you believe the world you're in, whatever it is, you take it for granted. So like The Thing, you're on that Arctic station or wherever you may be. It's brilliant. Hats off to him.
He's made some borderline crappers though, isn't
Yeah,
he?
we're not
We won't talk about them.
But his filmography is punctuated by fucking
Yeah.
classics.
Yeah.
I think we can forgive him Halloween 3.
He's a Jew. Right, sausages. Let's go.
He hasn't slapped his knees yet, but so there's a bit when so they're going on talking about the Elizabeth Dane, which was the name of the clipper.
Yeah.
And so you have this hour where the fog is rolling around and they're killing these 3 guys on the boat. And then at midnight, and then they hit land, don't they? So you're getting these people getting knocks on the door, and Tom Atkins has picked up Jamie Lee Curtis hitchhiking and has very quickly built a very close relationship.
It's a great love arc.
And the next time you see them, they're in bed.
Yeah.
They've obviously done the do, and there's a knock at Tom Atkins' door. And we know that where there's a knock, we know it's the bad guys with fishing hooks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it takes a little while to put his trousers on and his shirt on, and the clock is ticking. And he's just about to open his front door when his clock face cracks as the clock strikes 1.
Right.
They all disappear. So he opens the door to the outside, but because the witching hour is over,
yes.
they're all
I didn't really notice that detail. So that's the night before the real
the night
reckoning.
before the main hour of reckoning. Yeah.
Oh, that's
Because they're all
cool.
there. Do you think they disappear and come back to the same spot?
Maybe.
I think so.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
And then the Radio Woman's son is... Well, he's got a fishing rod, but it doesn't look like he knows how to use it. He's running up and down the beach, and he sees a gold doubloon.
Yeah.
And then the waves come in, and it turns into a piece of wood, which has Dane written on it as part of the name of the boat.
Yeah.
Goes and shows his mum. She takes it to the radio station, which incidentally...
Yeah.
And I'm going to forgive it because it's an enjoyable film. But later on, when she's there going... And now the fog is coming up Main Street. It's coming up Main Street on the outside. And will it make... And it's turned up... It's coming down First Street. It's coming down First Street. The only way out of the city is on Fifth Street. Everyone hit the Fifth. The lighthouse is at the bottom of a cliff.
Yeah.
It takes her like 20 minutes to walk down this ramp.
Wyndham, you should never have said that out loud. Why did you say that?
Anyway. It's great.
Daddy wants to do the remake.
No.
Starring Superman. Well,
Henry
Smallville
Cavill?
Superman. No, what's his name?
Oh my goodness me. No, I never even knew they did
I'll
that.
see that. It's not very good.
No.
Well, it's alright. It was
The
all right.
Mist is good, obviously very different, but Stephen King's The Mist.
It's just about a different type of
The
weather.
TV show and the film I quite liked. Yeah.
Excuse me. So they kill these fishermen.
Yes.
And when they... Next day, Tom Atkins as Jack, Nick, Mike, Mick.
Nick.
Jack.
Nick Castle.
Nick Castle. They go out, find the boat, bring a body back, and they're at the coroner's office.
Yes.
And Jamie Lee Curtis is sat in... They're all in the room with the body.
Yeah, yeah.
And then Nick and the coroner, in their matching check shirts, leave the room to talk about it. Suddenly gets cold. Jamie Lee Curtis is studiously looking at the corner of the room with her back to the corpse.
That's right.
And then, why does he... How? Because it's not midnight.
He starts animating. Yeah. I mean,
how does that's just the ghosty bit, right?
That's just a jumpy bit. Absolutely. Maybe that was put in there just for a little bit more jumps.
Are you sure it's not midnight? Because he does move, and then
I'm fairly sure it's not midnight. I think it's.
But that's midnight somewhere.
That's basically what your point is, though. That's the only time you see like any dead people coming back to life. It's kind of alluding to, is that a thing? I think it may be one of these things that they had to put in just to crank up the scares because of scanners. Remember, like I said earlier?
Yeah, I do remember.
So, because it is a bit of a weird one, actually. It does sit outside of the rest of it.
Prove it.
Well spotted.
Prove it.
Oh, shut up.
And her tape of promos was annoying.
It got done though, didn't it?
It did.
Right, ready? Wait for it. We're gonna score it.
Great.
No, one quote.
Ah!
One quote.
Go.
I'm really sorry. Got to be an in joke, right? When Jamie Lee Curtis says to Tom Atkins, when she blames herself when they're on
she's
the
unlucky,
boat, and she goes, "Oh, bad things seem to happen to me."
Yeah.
It's got certainly in Carpenter movies.
Definitely. Yeah, definitely.
Very good.
It's always good with John Carpenter. It's always good to approach it with kind of a childlike mind. No, I think that they're much more richer if you approach it with a kiddie kind of child mentality. It's great.
And I thought one thing that would have made this better. So the second night, they're invading the town. They've got to kill 6 people because presumably there were 6 of them.
Yeah.
Or no, there were 6 conspirators.
Yes.
Who originally.
Did they kill them all for the family? The same families?
Yeah. Well, I think so.
Yeah.
That's the kind of feeling.
Yeah.
So when the fog is going for Stevie Wynn's house, where her son and Mrs. MacGruber are, she's there going, "Somebody help my son, he's at this address, blah, blah, please, somebody help my son." So...
Not the greatest radio, is it?
No.
Would be better than that.
I don't know, I'd be on the edge of my seat if someone was saying help the radio.
Oh, that's true.
So Nick and Jamie head over there. Mrs. MacGruber's dead because she's opened the door. Little kid is in his room cowering, and as the dead start trying to break his door down, old action man Nick breaks his window, lifts him out the window. It would have added if he'd kind of severed an artery on the way through.
Jesus Christ!
What a dark turn that went.
Yeah.
Right. Go on then.
Performances, guys.
5.
8.
7. Effects.
6.
7. Plot.
8.
6.
8. Rewatch factor.
4.
I watch it virtually every Halloween, so that's probably going to be a 9, isn't it?
Yeah.
Direction.
7.
6.
7. Cinematography.
7.
6.
7. Sound and music.
2.
6.
8. Originality.
7.
8.
7. Enjoyability.
8.
7.
8. And then your last one, life changer, past or present.
2.
None.
7.
Right, I've got 57.
And I also have 57.
Oh my goodness.
OMG.
Yeah.
Do you ready?
75.
Wow, have you seen what's happened there, Win? We gave it 57,
Yeah.
and he's giving it 75. It's like numbers are swapped around.
Look at that. That's like
That's Halloween spooky
KAB
shit.
and back. What's the grand score?
63.
Boom. 63, which brings you... Okay, so now that's just gone above Reanimator, but below Brain Dead. So that's the 2019. And on the leaderboard of all leaderboards...
Yeah, what number is it for?
63 would be... Okay, so House, or Houseu, is above it.
Yeah.
And The Running Man and Edward Scissorsman's is below it.
What number?
So that is number... You've got a new number 23 right there.
Oh, sweet. Sweet number 20.
All right.
23.
So out of the three, it's definitely Elm Street, steaming ahead, then Reanimator, and then The Fog out of those three wonders.
I thoroughly enjoyed the
Well, Laurie, I have to say, I think you've been an amazing host.
Yeah.
So does she.
Yeah, you've been great, man. Can we wrap it up, though?
Absolutely. Okay.
Whose pick is it?
So apparently this is my sack of...
That is your ball bag now. Who's rummaging?
It's a sack of spheres. I don't know. Whose go is it?
Whoever wants to get in my sack of...
No, who is it?
Oh, who chose?
I think you chose the last time. Does that mean it's me? Because you haven't had one, but you skipped one because you picked mine.
Yeah. So it's you. It's Win.
It's me. Am I rummaging?
Go, son.
You want to hold it? Couldn't hold my eye there, Laurie.
Oh, right, sorry. I was looking at what I have to do next. I'm not used to this job.
And it is.
Yeah.
You have a list?
I do have a list.
It is number 72. Ooh.
72. Ah, okay, so that is a year again, guys.
Okay, is it a good year?
I believe so. 1974.
Lighthouse.
We are back in the room. So, we've been tasked with choosing you, Wyndham, my love. Two options from both of us from 1974.
Year before I was born?
We've had a look at it.
Great.
Just saying.
Yeah, we've had a look at it, and it's a fairly rich year. Is that worth to say? Some classics in there?
Yeah.
I'll go first, basically because I'm not allowed to put Phantom of the Paradise in again. My first one will be a John Cassavetes film, Woman Under the Influence. You've basically got Columbo in there, Peter Falk, and John Cassavetes'
Is that what it's
wife.
called? Woman Under the Influence?
Woman Under the Influence. John Cassavetes' wife, John Cassavetes writes it, directs it, whatever, and Peter Falk. Yeah. It's a good film.
Okay.
All
Never
right.
heard of it, so don't know what it's about.
Yeah.
Okay, so after the kind of darkness of Halloween, I thought we needed to clean our palette a little bit, get a little bit back to something lighter and brighter and altogether well known. So I'm going to go with my all-time favourite James Bond film, The Man with the Golden Gun.
Yeah.
Wow. I did not see that coming.
I think my second one, it was either toss-up between Taking of Pelham 123 or the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
You just say one.
The Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Because I could have had one of those.
Oh, damn it! Well, the other one was Taken to them. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, and my other choice is a film that I don't think I've ever seen. It is Death Wish.
Charles Bronson.
Charlie Bronson.
And a young Jeff Goldblum and his bum.
Ooh. Okay, so...
If you're considering Women Under the Influence, I'll give you a little bit more about it if you wanted. But
no, that's enough.
Okay.
So, I am going to go Texas Chainsaw Massacre, because I haven't seen it for a very long time.
Uh-huh.
And then... So I do know nothing about the woman under the influence. So give me a teaser.
It's a story about, I think she's an alcoholic, and Peter Falk plays her husband, and it's kind of tender and great and quite hard but cool. Yeah.
Oh goodness. So I am going to go with Death Wish.
There you are. Goldblum and his bum. You're going to love that bit.
That's what swung it.
Yeah.
I don't go.
Yeah. I just saw that Woman Under the Influence is 2.5 hours long.
Yeah. She's a biggie. She's a biggie.
Yeah, about alcoholics.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's...
I think we'll avoid that one.
All right.
So, Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Death Wish.
Marvellous.
Nice work.
So that brings us to the end of our Halloween.
Well done,
whatever
Laurie.
it was.
Brilliant.
Thanks, guys. And we'll see you when we next see you.
November?
Let's do that.
Let's do that then.
Bye.
Everyone can do with Halloween. Have a great time.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah.
I've been Wyndham.
I've been James.
And I've been Laurie.
Your host.
Yeah.
Yay!
Bye. Bye.